Recently, Moonshot Games held their first public Wildgate playtest, and it was amazing to see everyone's reactions to it, and to jump in with all the new blood out in the reach. Sorry not sorry to that random ship's reactor I overloaded. But I think the playtest really showcased to a lot of people why Wildgate is so fun and such an amazing game. Because when it was announced, I saw a lot of comments, early thoughts and reactions that made me think, I can see why you think that, but once you get to play the game, you'll see that's actually not the case. So I thought that now a much larger selection of people than who played behind closed doors got access, it's the perfect time to go over just why Wildgate is so great, and why I think it's going to be the next biggest game that'll shake up the gaming industry. Before we start, I want to make it clear, I'm not being paid to say any of this. These are my genuine, honest opinions, and whilst I have been involved in the project since before it was announced, that hasn't influenced any of my thoughts I'm about to express. Let's address the biggest misconception straight away, which I've seen a lot of. Wildgate is not just another lazy live service FPS cash grab. I get where the idea comes from. The art style is vibrant, the first person gunplay is front and centre, and on a surface level, it can seem familiar. But Wildgate is the first shooter in years that actually feels like it was made by people who get what makes a match replayable. Not just fun, not just flashy, replayable. It's got that loop, and where most shooters focus on twitch reflexes and kill streaks, Wildgate is obsessed with moments. It's a game built around stories that emerge from tension, chaos and strategy. Every match leaves you thinking, okay, next time we go in differently. That's rare, and it's design that respects the player's intelligence. The gameplay loop isn't about chasing wins for the sake of ranking up, it's about adapting, outmaneuvering and evolving your approach every single round. And that tension it builds is one of its strongest factors. Where other games pile pressure on you because they don't trust the player to engage without a countdown, Wildgate builds that pressure naturally. Whether you're ambushing a rival crew, navigating through an asteroid field, or weighing the risk of going after the artifact, Wildgate constantly forces you to think. And not in a frustrating, overcomplicated way, it's engaging. It's that kind of design that makes you come back not because you have to, but because you want to, because every round feels like a puzzle with new pieces. A huge amount of replayability is also gleaned from Wildgate's procedurally generated map, which in some games can be a gimmick, a tool to extend content without adding depth. But here, it's anything but shallow. It's tightly woven into the core experience, not just slapped on for variety's sake. Every time you venture into the Reach, the whole map is completely different. Locations are changed, threats reposition, and POI objectives switch. And we haven't even mentioned the vast array of modifiers selected before each round to add an extra twist. This design keeps veterans on their toes and ensures that no two matches ever feel the same. It also keeps exploration fresh, not just in terms of geography, but in how you engage with it. A station you cleared easily yesterday might be guarded by rogue turrets and contain high tier loot today. The artifact you scattered from a medium POI in one game might now be locked away in the monolith residing in the middle of a cosmic storm. You're constantly adapting. The procedural generation doesn't just change what you see, it changes how you play. But what's even more impressive is how the procedural elements complement the core gameplay instead of overriding it. You're not just at the mercy of RNG, there's still strategy. It's not about rolling the dice and hoping for good spawns, it's about recognizing what's around you, how you can use that to your advantage, and responding in smart, deliberate ways. The tension that builds from not knowing exactly what's around the corner is palpable, but it's never unfair. It just forces you to be aware, to communicate with your crew, and to constantly adjust your plan. And that's how you keep a game exciting across hundreds of hours. Where Wildgate really breaks new ground though, is with its PvE elements. In my opinion, most other games struggle to balance PvE encounters with PvP, especially when both are going on at the same time. But Wildgate really excels at it. You might be looting an unstable reactor and battling a Reach Queen, when suddenly a rival crew opens fire on you, turning a tense PvE situation into an instant PvP showdown. Or you might be completing the monolith, which has multiple portal entrances around the map, and suddenly another crew joins the fray, turning a PvE encounter into PvPvE. And that dynamic shift happens constantly. You're never just fighting enemies, you're surviving situations. And because everything happens in real time, decisions are constantly being made under pressure. Do we finish this POI or go back to the ship to prep for a potential player ambush? Do we risk engaging a rival crew while we're near a fire asteroid? Or do we wait, let the two ships currently fighting weaken each other and swoop in for the final kill? It's that depth that makes Wildgate so amazing. And it's also incredibly immersive. When you're exploring the Reach, the art, music, audio design and objectives truly make you feel like you're on a grand space adventure. Like you're discovering an uncharted area of the galaxy, just like a fully fledged space RPG would. Which is such a cool feeling. It really caters to both those seeking a competitive PvP experience and those seeking a spacefaring PvE adventure. There's also the devs, who are just the most phenomenally talented and passionate people. I know this is one of those take my word for it things, but the folks over at Moonshot have poured so much love and dedication into Wildgate and are some of the most incredible devs I've ever met, not to mention super experienced, with a lot of them having previously worked at Blizzard for many years. And I think that, if anything, that's the most important factor in a game's success. If a game isn't received well or is badly designed, a good development team can turn it around. Similarly, a game could be the best in the world, but there's been plenty of them where bad development teams have ran it into the ground. Don't get me wrong, Wildgate does have its issues, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, but the game is still in development. I'm sure there's lots more balance work to be done, more content to be added, feedback to be incorporated and bugs to be fixed, alongside a few rounds of polish. But at its core, Wildgate is an incredible experience, and some of the most fun that I've had in all my time in gaming. And with that, we do just about reach the end of the video. Wildgate has in a lot of ways created its own genre. You can feel the DNA of many other games in Moonshot's first title, as it blends successful aspects from other games together, with the addition of new unique ones as well, to ultimately create a brand new innovative game and genre, which from a wider point of view really is the goal of the industry, to keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible and presenting players with new engaging experiences. Thus, I think Wildgate and Moonshot games have a very bright future ahead of them. Let me know what you think of all this down in the comments below though. I'm genuinely really interested to see what you guys think of Wildgate. Did you manage to play in the previous playtest? If so, how was your time with the game? If you didn't manage to play, what are you most excited about? Wildgate has a lot of potential, and with the right direction, I think it can be something really special. With that though, I want to thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, then please do consider leaving a like. It really does help out the channel an absolute ton, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest Wildgate news as and when it comes out. And while you're at it, why not hit the bell as well so you never miss a single upload. But anyways, apart from all that, thanks for watching and I'll see you later.